What is going on, guys? I am Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we're going to talk about a potential new team in on Aaron Rodgers. So the Jets are going to have to fight off a new team. Is that the deal? Let's get into it. So according to Kurt Benkert, who is a friend of Aaron Rodgers and a former teammate of Aaron Rodgers, he thinks the Miami Dolphins could be in play. His quote says, "Aaron is going to end up either a New York Jet or a Miami Dolphin. If I had to really guess, I'd say the Dolphins. They have a roster to win a Super Bowl, and he could really enjoy some time in the warmth, defrost a little bit after all these years." Now, this is not a team that has been really linked to Aaron Rodgers. It's really been the Jets, the Raiders, Tennessee a little bit, but Miami really hasn't been a part of that conversation until, well, really this. Does Miami make sense, though, for Aaron Rodgers? Let's talk about that. Let's get through it. So now they don't have a first-round pick this year. They traded one for Bradley Chubb. The other they had to forfeit, so they do not have a first-rounder. They do have a second-rounder, though. So if we're assuming that it's potentially the same deal that I keep saying for the Jets, where it's a second-round pick and then a first-round pick the following year with a conditional, 2024 conditional, they could absolutely do that. Does the cap space work? Right now, they are $16 million over the cap. Obviously, you can create space by cutting guys, restructure guys, moving guys out. So that is something that's obviously an obstacle at the moment currently, but there are ways to avoid it via trade. Aaron Rodgers' cap hit in 2023 would be $15 million. So they have a ways to go before, or a little over, almost closer to 16. So they have a little bit of ways to go until they'd be able to sign him. Now, the big thing here is Tua. Obviously, is someone who's been their quarterback over the last 3 years, has never played a full season, so his injury concerns are extremely valid. And the number of concussions that he suffered this past year, I don't know how you could possibly feel comfortable extending him or saying, yeah, let's go all in on our guy. Maybe you wait it out another year because he just finished his third year and you put yourself in a Daniel Jones-like situation. But I don't see how you could possibly tie yourself to Tua for a long period of time after the number of injuries he's had in his first 3 years in the league. So I guess theoretically they could be in the mix for a new quarterback. And I would think Aaron Rodgers, elevates that roster. Their defense isn't on the same level as the New York Jets, but they are, they're solid. Obviously, they were a playoff team last year. You would imagine that they could be put over the hump with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. You can make the same arguments that you make about the Jets for the Miami Dolphins. They currently don't have any running backs on the roster. So that'd be interesting to see how they, utilize that position. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. That's an electric 1-2 punch, and obviously would be a lot of fun for Aaron Rodgers. It's just a question of whether or not he would want to go there. Does he want to go down to Miami? Would he rather go to New York? There are some aspects that would make you think that Florida would be more appealing to him over New York. They just have not been a team that's been mentioned yet. They would be really outside of this. That would kind of come out of left field if for whatever reason they seem to swoop in and land Aaron Rodgers, and that would be a pretty big bummer considering that they swept in and stole Tyreek Hill seemingly out from the Jets' grasp. Now the Jets then pivoted and got Garrett Wilson, so that was a nice pivot. I would be curious to see how they would pivot if Aaron Rodgers went into the division, but that would be very unfortunate because then you're dealing with the Buffalo Bills, who are obviously very good, the Miami Dolphins now with Aaron Rodgers at that point, and then what do you do if you're the Jets? So we'll see how legitimate this is, that the Dolphins could potentially be a landing spot for Rodgers. That's not really a team that's been mentioned a whole lot, but something to keep a close eye on. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Should we be worried about the Miami Dolphins swooping in and landing Aaron Rodgers? Sound off below. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you next time.